The first part of the question, the one I liked, was the best times, maybe times of year, to fish grass versus mud versus shell versus sand. Is that a thing, Dean? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a thing, but we still fish all of those things all year long, but seasonally, certain things can be expected to be better. In the summer, you're over the grass, you're out there on the shallows, but there's mud under that grass.
Yeah. But I think more in a generic
the thing about the general thought process is in the winter in the mud, because mud is not as dense as a hard bottom. The heat will penetrate deeper into the mud. It will retain heat. So the water that passes over that mud is a few degrees warmer than the water that passes over a hard sandy bottom. So those areas tend to be a little bit warmer. Plus that mud is warmer. It's not uncommon, like after next week, if it does drop down as cold as predicted, whenever you're catching those fish, they got the mud on their belly. They got the little parasites living on their belly because they've been laying down there in the mud with them. So there is a season for those things for sure, even though it crosses over at times as well.
Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, Dean hit it really well.
What about this though? Let me ask you before you go on, because where my mind went was grass and sand can be just as, I guess, comforting, for lack of a better word, or warmer as mud. So what would you say about those?
The mud's going to warm up a lot faster than the grass and the sand. Plus, your grass isn't going to be as lush and thick in the wintertime either. It's going to be a lot more sparse. And yeah, I mean, if it's dead cold, I'm fishing something that's got some good mud to it, and get that sunshine on the mud, let it warm up. Now the caveat to that would be when these tides go super low.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Yeah,
mud also holds that cold really well. If the flats go completely dry on one of these nights when it's 20-something degrees, and I've been out there where the mud got crusty, where it froze. And when that water comes back on top of that mud, it chills the water just like an ice cube. So, I mean, there's a lot of variables here, man. But you get sunshine on mud, it heats up really, really fast. If you got mud next to some rubble rock coming in, some concrete rubble that goes down onto a mud bottom, that's a money hole when it's really been cold and it warms up as soon as the sun comes out. That was one of my go-tos when we had the wintertime redfish tournaments. Catch that behind a cold front. I had 2 or 3 spots around Galveston where there was old concrete rubble junk that was leaning off the shoreline, going down into the water, and it went down to about 5 or 6 feet onto a mud bottom. And that place was money.